Hi, I'm Baby Nelly, and I think Wente is one of the most wonderful things that there is. That's why I'm doing this series, Wonderful Wente Walks with Welly. Nelly. Trees are like school bullies. The more that they are, the greater number that they are next to each other, the stronger and more intimidating that they are. You see, their roots interlock with each other underneath the soil, and that way they're less likely to blow over. Don't worry, tree. You're not going nowhere. You know, a common misconception about wildfires is that they're bad, when really they're pretty neat. Because you know, wildfires, though they destroy some trees, they don't destroy all the trees, and they kill all the weeds and diseases that have infested the forest, and they fertilize the soil and allow the cones to pop so that the forest can regrow even stronger. Pretty wonderful, isn't it? Pretty wonderful indeed. Mwah. Oh, I'm not really sure what kind of tree this is. Might be a pine tree or something. Commercial logging isn't okay. It ain't good. They spread diseases, they remove trees that hold the soil together and make it, unusable again. And even the kinds of logging that replant afterwards, hey, you still have that problem of spreading diseases. There's just no good way around it. It's not good. No good indeed. So trees have these rings, and each ring stands for a year of its existence, right? So the more rings you have, the older the tree is. Rings can also tell if you've had dry years, if you've had, nice, moist years, if there's been fire damage. It can also indicate stress, if there's a bump somewhere, if it's been leaning on 1 year, whatever. You can get a lot of stuff from rings. Well, these rings, these don't really tell you too much because they're hard to read. But there's something else pretty neat that I want to show you too. This is a tree core. This allows us to take a three-dimensional image of the tree's rings inside. And there's a lot of cool things that this can show us. Now, we are ready to extract the pencil-like tree core. We just insert it in right in here. And now we remove it. And now, we have a three-dimensional view of its rings. So we can see good years, we can see some bad years with less water. It's hard to tell if this is gunk from the drill or if it's fire damage, but you'll be able to notice that too throughout the tree's history. And you'll notice that it's moist and warm and in overall better condition than if you were just to look at it from a chopped down tree. Pretty wonderful, isn't it? Now, we're going to be talking about some hardwood trees. The trees that we were talking about before, the Douglas fir, the redwoods, and all that good stuff, those were softwood trees. And the difference is in the wood fibers. You see, the wood fibers of Douglas fir and redwoods and trees like that, they're longer and more flexible, but these are shorter and more dense. Pretty neat, isn't it? This right here is a madrone tree, which is a cool example of a hardwood tree. And you can see how the shape is different. And it doesn't just tower up like a normal coniferous tree. It's pretty neat, isn't it? Pretty neat indeed. Look at all this neatness. It's not all the time you get all this wonder all in one place. No doubt about that. This is a white oak tree.
Hold on, man, hold on.
This is another example of a hardwood tree. You know, hardwood trees make things like printer paper and magazine paper because they need the fine wood fibers to make the pulp. But softwood trees make things like cardboard and more durable paper that's a bit harder to write on but is stronger. And that's just sort of the difference about how you can use some short fibers and some long fibers. It's pretty wonderful. This tree is a manzanita tree. It's another example of a hardwood tree. These trees don't really get as big as the madrone trees or anything like that, but they're still red. A darker red, but still red. They're pretty neat. I like this tree.